if Bruno misses that penalty and Ronaldo's not a Manchester United player, we're just saying, unlucky Bruno, you've done really well for United previously. It's not nothing more said. Whereas obviously with Ronaldo there, it then becomes a debate on, well, really, was that the right decision? Who should take the next penalty?
The goalkeeper Martinez certainly used it to his advantage, didn't he?
It was very. I mean, he's done that for Argentina in the Copa America, didn't he? He enjoys that psych out strategy, saying, "Yeah, Ronaldo should be taking it," and them crowding around the ball. Listen, I suppose it's a bit beyond. It's probably not very sportsman-like, is it? But I suppose football is a competitive industry, and you'd think that Bruno shouldn't be affected by something like that. He's been in real, cauldron atmospheres and difficult situations. So. But it was an odd penalty, wasn't it? The kind of, I've never seen him blast it down the middle before. And obviously it went way over. The mood in Old Trafford at that point was sort of just stunned, sort of silence and kind of people with heads in hands. And it would have been a point, though. It would have been a point that I think on reflection of the game, United probably deserved. It wasn't like Villa, blew United away. They were obviously a very good performance, but I think probably a draw. But obviously we're saying that United should be beating Aston Villa. If they've got title aspirations, they should be setting them down against Aston Villa and winning that match, not comfortably, but they should be winning it. And that they obviously didn't do that. And United are keeping pace with the other teams at the top, because obviously Chelsea lost at home to Man City and Liverpool drew away to Brentford. But you kind of feel like their fixtures have been harder. They've all played each other, and United are now coming into a really difficult run. And as Andy says, if this kind of form sustains, or these results sustain, it's going to be really difficult for Solskjaer to avoid the scrutiny.
Yeah, let's talk a bit more about the penalty, Andy, if that's all right, because Sam News has written a thought-provoking piece, I think is probably the right way to put it, about this trend of players apologising. We've already had Jesse Lingard apologising for his mistake away at Young Boys, and now a really long apology on social media from Bruno Fernandes after missing that penalty. Simon sort of questioning whether it's really necessary for players to apologise. But I guess it shows how much it hurt Bruno, Andy.
It does. I'm not entirely comfortable with apologies, because humans make mistakes in every field, including football players, and that's one reason why we love football. The fact that it was so very well received shows that maybe people of a different generation to me think it is the right thing to do. And
it was the detail of it as well.
Yeah.
Sorry for missing a penalty, was it? He poured his heart out almost.
Maybe he's got other things going on in his mind. We just don't know what his thought process is. I like the fact that it seems like it's actually him, because there are times when I see footballers putting stuff out and I just think, that's just not you. It's basically someone from a marketing department writing this on your behalf. And
we'll bounce back.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'd rather nothing. Then again, I can understand why the footballers don't always do them themselves, because some of the platforms are full of abuse. I went to see young Facundo Palestre at the weekend in Vitoria playing for Alaves, and he's 19. And I said, you do your own social media? So yeah, I do everything. I thought, okay, fair enough. And he's a bright lad, and maybe there'll be a time when he doesn't, because he has to step back. But the worst example, I've seen players where their social media is completely over-designed. It's like really idealized images but you're not even in the match day squad, mate. What's going on here? Basically. So the strategy can be risky. I think if Bruno does it every week, then it becomes a problem, but he's not done it every week. He's a very popular, important player for Manchester United, and he's as annoyed as the fans that he's missed that penalty. Ollie said about him a few times, he can have a whinging streak in him, but that's only because he wants to improve Manchester United. We've said on this podcast, or I have in recent weeks, just be careful with the moaning, because you're in danger of getting a reputation. But let's judge Bruno over the time he's come from Manchester United. He has been an unmitigated success. And
he's been
pressure,
in years, hasn't he? Really,
pressure, pressure on Saturday with Ronaldo stood behind him. Someone said to me, he felt that pressure with Ronaldo.
I mean, there must be some reason why he took the penalty like that, because, like Laurie said before, I'd never seen Bruno do that before. His record is amazing. The only other penalty that he missed against Newcastle, certainly he didn't blaze it 30 yards over the bar. It didn't provoke the same sort of reaction inside the ground as that.
Maybe he was just stunned that United received a penalty, because it's been a while coming.
On Bruno,
I'll take the next one. Laurie?
Yeah, I don't know. See, it was funny that Solskjaer had said before, hadn't he, that I know.
love how you both paused, by the way, after I asked that question. You both sort of like looked at each other.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
know I had success at the start of the season with predicting that Leeds scoreline, but I think my crystal ball's back in the drawer now. I mean, I'm rubbish at predictions. So I think he will take the next one just because he will want to, and I think the club would quite like him to just get that monkey off his back and it not feel like he's missed one, so right, you're out the door. I mean, obviously, if he then misses that one, it's another matter. But and you kind of hope that it's not in the circumstances that it was in on Saturday, because Solskjaer clearly had said to the guys, right, Bruno's my penalty taker before the game. You know, the players expected Bruno to take it, and ideally you'd have it at like, you know, United are 2-0 up. It's a penalty, you know, 75 minutes, and it's, you know, it's the pressure isn't there. Whereas this one, 1-0 down, 90 odd minutes, it's, you know, the scrutiny is intense in that situation. I think he'll want to take the next one. And with the apology, just quickly, I feel like with Bruno, it's slightly different to perhaps other players because he's so vocal in, you know, media and criticizing others, or, you know, or challenging others to be better, that I think when he's messed up, I think he has to kind of go, listen, this was the reasoning behind it. You know, I'm sorry. So I kind of, with him, I think it's a little bit different. What do you think, Ian?
I think he set the standard, like you said before. Yeah, absolutely. I think he will take the next one. I wasn't surprised at all that he took the one at the weekend. I think that it was the right call for him to take it. I could understand why people would say, you've got Ronaldo. Why have you bought Ronaldo if you're not going to get him to step up and take a penalty in that sort of circumstance? But Bruno has more than proved that he's the right choice down the years. And yes, he did miss the one at the weekend. And it's interesting what Andy said, that there's sort of a thought that Ronaldo standing behind him, looking at him, did affect him taking that penalty. But I think it would be the right thing for him to step up and take the next one, as long as he scores, like you said before.